Beast lovers, WildWildWentz here with your Week 12 update. Let's roll right into it here. Starting off, we got the 129ers against Fancy Pistol this past week. 129ers coming out on top by a little more than a point. This matchup seems closer than it actually was. Fancy, you had Deshaun Watson go off on Monday night that made your score look pretty respectable. Before that game, it was kind of completely lopsided to Jesse's side. So it was a close matchup, but not really close enough. It's sad to see Fancy, this be your last season and go out on a note like this with a record of 4-8 currently and missing the playoffs. So sad to see you go. Wish you all the best. Hopefully, hang around, still come to events and are able to hang out. But it's definitely disappointing to see your last season like this. Moving on, we had Klein against one and only Hall of Famers. I don't know if Lee was alive. He did send out that invite, but other than that invite, I haven't really heard too much from Lee this season. Kleiny, you should have won this game. You had Lee's two best players sitting on the bench on a bye, so you should have won this game. It was a game you should have won, and you did closer than it should have been probably. I'm also white against Crispy Boys, and Ryan and Jesse sort of touched on this, but it's just like, man, Mike, your team just keeps winning games, and it's crazy to see some of these scores come up. It's just like you're getting all the luck that you need right now in the league. Have a shot at making the playoffs. It's pretty exciting to see your team each week and just go, man, how are they putting up points and then still beating a team? Crispy Boys have been on a tear prior to that, and comes up against you and just getting lucky with matchups, I think, but it's working out for you. I personally really enjoyed watching this game or this matchup this weekend. With Mike, with you winning, helped me get to the number 2 spot going into this weekend, and gives me a potential bye week setup because of that loss. So thank you, sir, for that. Man Bear Pig against Footlong. Donnie just continuing to dominate through the league. 185 to 135. I mean, McCaffrey 46.5. Carson was his low point and Beckham were his low point, still putting up 13 and 14 points, and Thielen going off for 26.5. It's just his lineup. It's across the board. It's relentless with where he's getting these points from. Mayfield against Freddie. Teams heading in different directions. These two guys were sort of fighting, for worst record in the league at one point. Freddie turned it around by trading away basically his entire roster and building over from start. I'm actually really worried about Freddie if he makes the playoffs. His roster looks really, really good. It's definitely something scary to look at if he makes it to the playoffs and see that in the playoffs. And Andrew, I'm sorry, man. First year in the league, getting glamour shots. The whole Le'Veon Bell thing definitely put you in a bad spot. You probably could have traded him away sooner than not to try and help your roster. But, you live and you learn, and it'll be fun to see you as the glamour shot champ this year. And can't wait to see what the winner has planned for you. And then the last matchup from this past week was mine against Killing Me Smaltz. Killing Me Smaltz trying to play spoiler somewhere. This was actually a pretty close matchup. Had a good game from Cousins on Sunday night. Debated about starting Lamar Jackson or him. And then going into Monday, I still needed 2 points from a kicker to actually secure the victory. So it was a fun week overall. Thought there were a lot of good games. But we do have the playoff picture sort of, taking shape. Donnie's holding down the 1. I'm currently sitting in the number 2. I don't think I'll stay there, but currently sitting there. I think Crispy Boys will probably beat Man Bear Pig this week, get to 8-5, and will probably have me in points to lock up the number 2 spot. So that's sort of what I see happening there. With me losing this week, I think, to Lee, that'll get Lee to 7-6, keep him in that number 5 wild card spot, which will leave the number 6 wild card spot, which will give him the number 5, and it'll leave that last wild card spot open for either Man Bear Pig or for Freddie Topper, who I think it's really coming down to. And like I said earlier, I don't really see Man Bear Pig beating Crispy Boys this week. So I think, Chris Ryan is out, and Ryan, you're going to take that number 6 spot. It's been a really, really fun season so far. I really enjoy all the participation that people are having. If there's anybody out there that hasn't posted a video or hasn't posted anything, it is cool and it is fun to like be involved in the league. And while it isn't, required or mandatory, we all do enjoy it, and we all do enjoy hearing from everybody. And I know it helps me get through my week sometimes. So, good luck